Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Our story kicks off in a small town where a group of social media influencers is just arriving. A local police officer, wary of their presence, pulls them over for a warning. He expresses his certainty that they'll stir up some trouble and makes it clear that if things get out of hand, there will be severe repercussions. The influencers consent, and the officer departs, leaving an air of unease behind. Leading the pack is Mia, a well-known YouTuber. She's been paid a considerable sum to promote a cabin nestled deep within the forest. Accompanying her is her boyfriend, Joss, an actor with a film on the horizon. In the back, we have Pedro, a famous comedy YouTuber, Thomas, a viral TikTok star, and Cindy, a singer who prioritizes live performances over social media fame. As they journey to the cabin, Mia goes live, rallying her followers to push her stream to 1 million views. She even vows to shave her head on camera if they hit the target. Joss seems uneasy with Mia's fixation on the live stream, suggesting she should disconnect and savor the experience. However, Mia is laser-focused on her view count, brushing off his concerns. Pedro and Thomas, on the other hand, are all for it, laughing and engaging with the stream. Gradually, the viewer numbers start to swell, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. They finally pull up to the cabin they were contracted to promote. The property is owned by Anthony, who resides there with his wife Linda and their daughter Lisa. Anthony gives them a warm welcome, enthusiastic about the publicity. He even recommends they check out a scenic waterfall hidden in the woods, thinking Mia's audience would appreciate it and perhaps be inspired to visit. While the adults converse cheerfully, Lisa seems timid and frightened. Linda clarifies that Lisa is Mia's #1 fan, with her room adorned with posters and pictures. Lisa is mortified by her mother's revelation, but Mia is gracious, delighted to meet a loyal supporter. Still broadcasting live, Mia excuses herself to find the restroom. She leaves the camera active, aimed at the dark woods outside. Her subscribers watch intently, oblivious to the terror that is about to strike. Suddenly, a dark shape darts through the trees. Before anyone can process it, the bathroom window smashes. A terrified Mia runs back to the group. A sense of panic erupts. Anthony ventures outside to investigate, but they can't identify the intruder. The cabin is filled with fear and confusion. It's then that Lisa comes clean. A boy from her school, David, had been watching Mia's stream. Upon seeing Lisa in the broadcast, he decided to frighten her by showing up and breaking the window. This news enrages everyone. Thomas, overcome with anger, grabs Mia's phone and begins berating David on the live stream, daring him to return. Joss, aware of the potential fallout, swiftly steps in. He tells Thomas that Mia's reputation, which took years to build, could be destroyed by a single impulsive action. Thomas becomes irate and turns on Joss, accusing him of being a phony who only came along to plug his new movie. Thomas claims to be genuine while calling Joss a small, superficial person performing for an audience. He alleges that if the camera were off, Joss's true nature would emerge. He concludes by screaming that he despises him and dares Joss to respond. Joss, seething, manages to restrain himself. The stream is still live, and with a heroic role in an upcoming film, he can't risk tarnishing his public persona, so he remains quiet. Meanwhile, Mia keeps the stream going. The viewership is rising rapidly, and despite Joss's pleas to end the broadcast, Mia won't. She hands the phone to Pedro and attempts to reason with Joss. She argues this could become the most watched stream ever, imagining the publicity and celebrity it would bring them all. After a moment of reluctance, Joss concedes and offers his support. Secretly, however, Joss makes up his mind to leave the cabin. He announces he's going to check out the waterfall and walks off. With Joss gone, Mia, Pedro, Cindy, and Thomas decide to entertain their expanding audience with some antics at the back of the cabin. The mood is light and carefree. During their banter, it becomes clear that Pedro has a secret crush on Cindy, although he has never told her. The viewers are enjoying their dynamic, and the stream's popularity continues to grow. Soon, Linda appears and informs Mia that Lisa, being such a big fan, would love to spend some time with her while Linda and Anthony are away. Mia readily agrees, telling Lisa she can stay with her. Lisa remains behind as her parents depart. Noticing how reserved Lisa is, Mia encourages her to share what's on her mind. Lisa confesses that she feels disliked by everyone. Mia comforts her, assuring her that she is her best friend and promising they will always look out for one another. Lisa is overcome with joy, finally feeling a sense of belonging. But just then, Thomas calls Mia over, saying something fun is happening nearby that the subscribers would love. Mia goes to join Thomas, leaving Lisa sitting alone. The group reconvenes for more entertainment. They playfully tease Cindy for not having a YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram account and persuade her to sing for the stream. Cindy is hesitant, but eventually agrees, stunning everyone with her incredible voice. Pedro watches her, visibly captivated. Mia nudges Pedro, asking why he isn't complimenting Cindy when his feelings are so obvious, but Pedro is too shy to say anything. Thomas mocks him, sparking a light-hearted quarrel between them. Annoyed, Thomas walks off into the woods, Suddenly, a piercing scream rips through the trees. Everyone rushes to find Thomas with a knife embedded in his hand, writhing in agony. Panic ensues. Nobody understands what happened or who could have attacked him. Mia tries to assist, but as she touches Thomas's hand, the knife clatters to the ground. Then, Thomas erupts into laughter. It was all a prank. Everyone is livid, feeling duped and terrified, but Thomas is hysterical. The viewers, too, find the stunt amusing. Still laughing, Thomas says he's heading to the bathroom and promises an even crazier spectacle upon his return before disappearing into the woods once more. Now, it's just Mia, Pedro, and Cindy. Mia, aware that Pedro would never open up to Cindy with her around, decides to give them some space. Announcing that she's taking her viewers on a tour of the forest, she walks away. In reality, she hides behind a tree, secretly filming to capture the intimate moment between Pedro and Cindy. Left alone, Pedro and Cindy finally admit their feelings for each other and share a kiss. Watching from her hiding spot, Mia is overjoyed. All the while, the live viewer count continues its upward climb. Feeling the need to use the restroom herself, Mia goes to check on Thomas. She nears the bathroom, knocks and calls his name, but gets no reply. Her concern growing, she cautiously pushes the door open, and the sight inside leaves her utterly frozen. Thomas is lying motionless in the bathtub, blood streaming from his face and body. Initially, Mia assumes it's another twisted joke. She nervously tells Thomas to cut it out, but when he remains still, a profound sense of dread washes over her. As she moves closer, the grim reality sets in. Thomas is really dead. Mia lets out a blood-curdling scream, overwhelmed by the shock. It's the first time she has ever witnessed a dead body, and the sheer horror of the situation completely undoes her. Hearing her cries, Cindy and Pedro race to the bathroom. They too think Thomas is pranking them until they see his lifeless form. The truth hits them with the force of a hurricane. Thomas is gone. Panic takes hold as it dawns on them that this entire ordeal is still being broadcast live to thousands. They consider ending the stream but realize it's their only evidence. They begrudgingly decide to keep filming. Mia stands paralyzed with fear. Cindy attempts to console her while Pedro rushes to call the police. With help expected in about half an hour, the group is left to endure the suffocating tension. They retreat to the hall, Mia still in a state of shock, as the viewer count relentlessly ticks upward. What began as a light-hearted live stream has now descended into a waking nightmare. As they try to compose themselves, a figure appears. It's Joss, and his hands are covered in blood. Every eye in the room is instantly drawn to him. When asked about it, Joss casually explains that he went to the waterfall and cut himself on a broken bottle. But Pedro is no longer buying it. Suspicion and anger flare as he accuses Joss of murdering Thomas. Joss laughs nervously, assuming it's a prank, but the heavy atmosphere makes it clear this is serious. When urged to see for himself, Joss is reluctant, but finally goes to the bathroom. The second he sees Thomas's dead body, he screams in terror and stumbles backward, utterly bewildered. Pedro demands to know his whereabouts when Thomas was killed, noting that while they were in the forest, Joss was unaccounted for. The blood on his hands only strengthens the suspicion. Joss frantically tries to defend himself, insisting he had no motive to harm Thomas, but a heated argument erupts between him and Pedro. Even Mia, now incensed, confronts Joss, accusing him of being the killer. The live audience, witnessing the whole scene, also turns on Joss, convinced of his guilt. Fear seizes the group. They have no idea what Joss might do next. As tensions reach a boiling point, Lisa suddenly emerges from upstairs, looking terrified. Mia runs to her, holding her for protection. Taking advantage of the moment, the group shoves Joss away and flees, desperate to escape the horror that has been unleashed. They believe they need to survive until the police arrive, convinced Joss could snap at any moment. Cindy and Pedro run in separate directions, while Mia and Lisa escape the other way. Joss pursues Mia, pleading with her and trying to convince her of his innocence. He begs her to believe him and to stop the live stream, telling her she's destroying his life. But Mia refuses. When she won't comply, Joss tries to grab the phone from her. Just then, an attacker strikes Joss from behind. He crumples to the ground, unconscious. Mia turns to see her rescuer. It's Linda. She had returned to find her daughter and had managed to take Joss down. For a moment, Mia feels a sense of relief, thinking the murderer is incapacitated. But she has no idea the true twist is yet to come. Mia tells Linda and Lisa to get away, saying she will go back for the others. But before Mia can turn back, Lisa clutches her arm. Lisa asks why Mia is abandoning her for the others who left her behind. Lisa reminds Mia of her promise to be her best friend, insisting that she will protect her. Mia finds Lisa's behavior unsettling and tries to explain that she can't just leave her friends, but Lisa's anger is escalating. Suddenly, Lisa brandishes a knife. Lisa screams that nothing can come between them, not even Thomas. She reminds Mia how Thomas had taken her away earlier and Lisa made him pay for it. In that instant, it all clicks for Mia. Lisa was the shadowy figure from before. Lisa had been unstable and aggressive since she was a child, a fact her mother and likely her father were aware of. Her father had invited Mia in the hope that it might help Lisa's condition, but instead, things had spiraled. The horrifying truth was now clear. Lisa was the killer. Mia desperately tries to de-escalate the situation, feigning agreement and promising she won't leave. Lisa seems to buy it for a second, but when Mia attempts to disarm her, the knife accidentally plunges into Mia's side. Bleeding and struggling to breathe, Mia collapses. In front of a massive live audience, Mia dies, writhing in agony as the stream captures her final moments. Linda witnesses the entire thing. Horrified, she grabs Lisa, whispering that they need to leave immediately. They flee the scene together. Imagine it. Mia, a rising influencer, dying helplessly on a live broadcast in front of all her fans. A few minutes later, Pedro and Cindy return. They discover Mia's lifeless body. Confused and horrified, they struggle to comprehend what has happened. Meanwhile, comments are flooding the live stream, with viewers frantically insisting that Lisa and her mother are responsible for everything. But Pedro and Cindy aren't looking at the comments. Their focus shifts to Joss, still unconscious nearby. They realize Joss couldn't have done it. He wasn't the killer. He hadn't murdered Thomas or Mia. When Joss comes to and sees Mia's body, he breaks down, sobbing uncontrollably, completely lost. Now, the three survivors have a single objective. They must escape before it's too late. Joss tells Cindy and Pedro to get to the car, mentioning that the keys are in an upstairs room. He assures them he will retrieve the keys and get them out of there. As Pedro and Cindy head for the car, Pedro gives the camera to Joss, asking him to keep the stream running as evidence. Joss takes the phone and moves toward the cabin, but he notices Anthony, Linda, and Lisa having a heated discussion inside. He stealthily makes his way upstairs to listen in. Anthony is furious, telling Linda they have to tell the police everything and come clean. Linda argues against it, terrified of what will happen to Lisa. Joss overhears their exchange and comes to a chilling realization. Lisa is indeed the killer, but before he can react, Anthony sees him. A violent struggle erupts between Joss and Anthony. Joss manages to briefly overpower Anthony, grab the keys, and make a run for the exit. However, Linda intercepts him and attacks, trying to prevent his escape. Just as Joss is cornered, the police officer from the beginning of the story shows up, offering a glimmer of hope. Linda, panicking, accuses Joss and his friends of being intruders and responsible for the chaos. Joss desperately yells that they have proof, showing the officer the live stream on his phone and urging him to check the bathroom. The officer is hesitant, warning Joss against any pranks as he's been inundated with fake calls about this very YouTube stream. The live chat explodes with angry viewers accusing him of ignoring a real emergency. Skeptical but on edge, he moves toward the bathroom only to be ambushed and killed by Linda. Realizing Linda will do whatever it takes to protect her daughter, Joss runs for the car where Cindy is waiting. But as he nears it, Anthony tackles him from behind. Pedro and Joss try to fight Anthony off, but at that moment, Linda appears with a gun. She shoots Pedro, killing him on the spot. Now, only Joss and Cindy remain, with Anthony and Linda determined to silence them. In the ensuing chaos, Joss tries to use Anthony as a human shield, hoping Linda won't fire on her own husband. But in a shocking turn, Linda shoots and kills Anthony anyway. Joss knows he might not make it out alive and tells Cindy to run, urging her to get away without him. Cindy, unaware of what will happen to Joss, speeds away in the car. But as she drives, she is horrified to see Lisa is already in the passenger seat. In a panic, she crashes the car. The live stream continues, with viewers witnessing Cindy's attempted escape and the crash. The viewership soars to an unbelievable 1 million as everyone watches in shock. Cindy manages to crawl from the wreckage, but Lisa's fate is left ambiguous. The story is clearly not finished, setting the stage for a sequel. So, what did you think of this wild tale? Let us know your opinions in the comments section. We'll see you in the next video.